Down to the final seconds of period number 1. Right now, McManus has Gratzel in near fall criteria.
Trevino and Roscoe still 2-1 on their feet with 20 seconds to go. Trying to shoot in was Trevino, and I tell you what, pretty good leverage here. Right at the end, but the time ran out. Roscoe thought he had the takedown. He was in a good spot, but couldn't finish it in time.
Gratzel with a cradle locked up over McManus of Stanley Boyd on mat number 3, and he will get the pin and the come from behind. He was trailing 7-1 in that match, so that was a big win in that 126-pound semifinal match by Zaid.
So Gratzel is the you know, he's picked up a couple of nice wins.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
he's not going to surprise anybody after this tournament.
No.
he's made a name for himself. He's in the finals.
Well, we're back to wrestling on mat number 1. We've got 22 seconds left in period number 2. Solberg leading 4-1. Mat number 3 has Sparta's Jaden Condor and Coosa Assumption's Jacob Bertling wrestling on mat number 3.
I didn't see what happened down there on mat 1.
Well, I didn't see what happened on mat 4 because Evan Solberg just got pinned.
Oh boy.
With 7 seconds left to go in the second period. So the win is going to go to Mason Wolf of Spencer Columbus. Now that will move Solberg into the 5th place match.
That was Consolation there.
Yeah.
And he's out.
He's out.
Because the Consolation side, the best you can do is 5th. You get to the semis, you're going to be in the top 4. They don't do a complete wrestle back with this many teams.
So he would have got 6th.
Yeah, he'd have been in that, correct, in that 5-6 spot.
This is the 5th place match.
Or he'd be in the 7-8 spot then, is where he falls into.
Gotcha.
Well, they're back in the action now on mat 2. I tell you what, these two guys on mat 2, they can move. It's a 4-2 Ladysmith lead. Now the escape, making it 4-3. Trying to throw him by, that was Roscoe. Trevino just steps through it. Time crunch over on mat 1, so we'll take a moment on that one. And if we're gonna have to wait, I think I'll put our sponsors in.
I'll fill everybody in on mat 4. Mat 4 is a 145-pound semifinal match between Stanley Boyd's Landon Hole and Pittsville's Easton Damon. We are scoreless halfway through the first period. And on mat 3, we are all tied up until these back points are counted, but right now it's 2-2. Jacob Bertling riding top control and what looks to have at least 3 near fall. So at minimum, leads by a score of 5-2. About a minute left to go in the second period. As he comes back around and Condor comes up to his base. They're going to stop the match, let him fix his headgear.
Thanks again to the Viroqua Wrestling Club and co-head coaches Rob Zuby, Jared Getter, Auburndale with Coach Carl and Welch helping us out here today, and of course Chad Johnson, the DeSoto Pirates, and their wrestling clubs are reminding you of the different tournaments and of course the tradition that these schools have had, and they're all on board trying to get the word out about high school wrestling. My sincere thanks going out to them, and you got the same goal. You want to showcase your teams, but showcase the sport as well. Well, they're about ready to go on mat 1. And when we come back to that one, we'll see Smith of Partyville and Garcia from Bruce. We'll have that coming up here. And again, taking a look in that lower right corner, we did not get the picture for Portage Wrestlers, so I don't know if that got caught in my spam or what happened there, but we get their picture, and on the rebroadcast, we will definitely highlight our Portage Wrestling sponsors, and you'll see them on YouTube once we can get that picture located. Mat 2 here. Roscoe holding on to a 6-3 lead here over Trevino as we're nearing the end. Well, actually, the beginning now of period number 3. Every time Trevino looks like he's going to score, somehow Roscoe is able to block it and get control again.
Both matches on 3 and 4 are tied at 5, both scores are 5-2. Mat 3, Bertling of Nakusa Assumption is leading Jaden Condor 5-2, and down on mat number 4, Landon Hole of Stanley Boyd is leading Easton Damon of Pittsville by a score of 5-2.
Boy, nice couple of roll throughs here by Trevino. He picks up the escape. On mat 1, it's 3-0 lead right now for Garcia of Bruce. 6-4 score here on the orange mat. Down under 10 seconds. And there's going to be a pin down on mat 1 in the Consolation semis at 1:45. Garcia picks up the pin. Semi-final win here at 138 pounds with Roscoe picking that up. He is the number 2 seed. He will go up against Dobbs, Ethan Dobbs of Viroqua a little bit later here. That should be a dandy match. Those two, they both move really well. It's going to be a lot of fun watching that one.
On mat 3, Jacob Bertling is your winner over Jaden Condor in the 132-pound consolation bracket. That's going to bring up Preston Burroker of Viroqua. And he is wrestling somebody from Stanley Boyd. That is Aaron Strum of Stanley Boyd.
All right, we're going to go back to our quad picture here. over there on mat 1, that is Connor Symington. This is a consolation semifinal at 152 pounds, facing Luke Paulson from Portage. Thorpe and Portage wrestling here. Right now, Paulson of Portage with that 2-0 lead.
We've got a break in the action down on mat 4, getting some people plugged up, but they have tied that match up. Landon Hole of Stanley Boyd and Easton Damon of Pittsville, they're tied at 8 apiece in the third period. Looks like they're about halfway through, minute 6 to go. Preston Burroker leads Aaron Strum of Stanley Boyd by a score of 2-0 after a takedown. Looks to be about 45 seconds left to go in the first period, as he works the old brush hollow chicken wing and a wrist to stack that up. Otherwise known as an arm bar.
And he does have it stacked up really well.
Stacked up.
Wow, there you go. That was tough.
Preston Burroker has punched his ticket into the finals match at 152.
Well, I tell you what, he looked very solid with that. So we'll keep an eye out for Seth Greeno, who will be coming up shortly. He's going to should be taking on Caleb Mackey, with the winner to face Broker. Going to get a pin down on mat number 1 with, let's see here, was that Symington? No, it was Portage, excuse me, Portage. And the Consolation's picking up the win. So Paulson will be wrestling for 5th. A little bit later on mat 2 now, it's Matthew Polis from Whitehall taking on Garrett Crawford from Portage. This is a semifinal at 145. Polis, the number 1 seed.
Easton Damon has pulled ahead at minimum, going to pull away with 3 near fall. He is in pinning combination. Now puts both legs in, tries to stretch out Hole of Stanley Boyd. He's going to ride out the remaining few seconds and pull ahead after getting those 3 near fall. So he will go to the finals match at 145.
Over on mat 1. Take a look here as we change things over. This is Dahlman of Thorpe taking on Landon Windsor from GT Melmint. Windsor, let's see, he has the lead at 4-0.
Greeno, 152-pound semifinal match is Seth Greeno of DeSoto and Caleb Mackey of Partyville.
Windsor's going to pick up the pin.
Mat number 3 is a 160-pound semifinal match. That is William Becker of Partyville and David Williams of Portage. That match is tied at 2 apiece going into the second period. We're going to have a DePietro up on that one. No, that's Blaine Permer.
One minute, first period. Waiting for Track Wrestling to change that over, tell you who his opponent is.
Brock Coburn of Whitehall. That's who Blaine has.
Your computer likes you much better, apparently, than my phone likes me. Petro, pretty good position right now here.
DePietro's on deck on mat 1. That's Blaine.
This is Primer, I'm sorry.
Yep. William Becker of Partyville was the winner on the 160-pound semifinal match against David Williams of Portage. That was mat 3. Reno and Mackey still scoreless with 15 seconds to go in the first period. That match is on mat 4.
We're going to get a warning for stalling and a point going to, looks like it's going to Crawford. No, I'll take that back. It's going to go to Polis of Whitehall. Now the escape, making it 4-2.
Permer with the pin.
He had a pinning combination in before and just couldn't quite hold it. He's able to lock it back up again, so he'll wrestle for 5th. Crawford of Portage is going to go into the finals now. The top seed moving through. Again, thanks to Portage, Sparta, Viroqua, Auburndale, and DeSoto for helping to sponsor today's broadcast. High school wrestling here at Black River Falls. A little topsy-turvy match going on for you over there.
Yes, they've been all over. Just checking to see here. Yep.
I have Calvin Davis of GT Mel Min on mat 1, taking on Anthony DePietro now of Viroqua. No score in this match. This is a consolation semi at 170. The winner to wrestle for 5th place, and the runner-up in this match will have his day done.
And Greeno will come away with the second period pin over Caleb Mackey of Partyville. So he will go on to the finals match at 152 pounds.
Now, I could almost say, much as I hate to, this could be a Brush Hollow championship match, maybe.
Could be.
Two area, our area anyways, that we're looking at with Broker and Greeno. That should be a fun one.
Yeah.
You know, last year, we would have gone, oh boy, these guys are going to wrestle a lot, but Viroqua now back into Division 2, and of course DeSoto in Division 3, so they're not going to see each other very much. This might be potentially the only time other than maybe Bi-State.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know exactly what DeSoto has for a schedule, but
we have a couple of new wrestlers out on mat number 4. This is a 160-pound semifinal match. This is Jackson Hughes of Onalaska and Brock Connolly of Sparta. Bring you up to speed on mat number 3. Pittsville's Hunter McDaniel is up 7-5 over Thorpe's Tim Stockton. McDaniel a little too high as Stock tries to come out the side door. He's in on a single leg right now.
on mat 2, let's see. Mat 2 was Sparta.
Auburndale.
Auburndale got the win?
Yep.
Okay.
Maslin.
Oh, yeah, Melson. All right, only a freshman. Boy, he's a long, lanky young man, isn't he, at 145?
Yeah.
Consolation semifinal. Right now, DePietro has just picked up a point, and he leads 1-0 in period number 2, and there's about 15 seconds remaining down there. Oh, there's a good-looking double. Got to fight it off. DePietro is able to do that. That's great leverage. Now you want to be a little careful for any kind of, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say like over roughness here, but both wrestlers kind of lead with their head a little bit.
Just a little.
Got to be careful there. Like a couple of rams going at it.
We are still scoreless down on the mat number 4. 45 seconds to go, first period. Sparta's Brock Connolly had a throw locked up, but just couldn't quite finish. He's going to end up getting taken straight to his back by Jackson Hughes, who's picked up the takedown and what appears to be 3 near fall to lead 5-0 with 20 seconds to go in the fourth period. Fourth period. First period, mat 4. Too many numbers.
There you go. that.
Who's on first?
There you go. On mat 1, that's now 3-1 advantage for GT and Davis. 2 sophomores going at it, Davis and DePietro. Time's starting to run out here for Anthony. Davis with a lot of weight on that upper body shoulder region. And on mat 2 here, it's the score now is 2-0 with Kuhn of Onalaska out in front. And the final in the Consolation side on mat 1 is going to be 3-1 in favor of Davis of GT Melmin. Good match. We might see each other again.
Tim Stock from Thorpe with the pull ahead right at the end to beat Hunter McDaniel of Pittsville for the Consolation semis to go for, I don't know if that was the 3rd place or that was to go to 5th.
To go to 5th, yep. Still now, well, now it's a 2-1 score here on mat number 2, lower left. Oh, he's got locked hands. That's going to tie things up here. Lady Smith going to get the escape as well and now takes the lead. Actually, I apologize. I thought it was going to be 2-2, but it's now 4-1. Lady Smith did have the lead in Hanson, according to the scoreboard up there, but track wrestling has 3-2, so, which is what I thought it was.
New wrestlers on mat 3, Sparta's Emmett Brooks is wrestling Landon Heitmeyer from Portage. And update on mat 4. Jackson Hughes of Onalaska leading by a score of 9-0. I would say 8-0 heading into the third period.
We've got a couple of new wrestlers out there on mat 1, Consolation semis at 182 pounds with Mason Deringer from Spencer Columbus taking on Aiden Sitzma, or it could be Seitzma, from Onalaska. No scorers there on their feet. Still sitting at 3-2 here with 12 seconds remaining in period number 2 on the orange mat. Nice looking shot, a little high crotch. Gonna pick up the takedown at the buzzer. Onalaska in Kuhn. Well, he changed his level pretty well on that one to get down low. Teammate over on mat 1 in Seitzma. No score over there.
We have about 30 seconds to go in period number 3 on mat 4. Jackson Hughes leads that match by a score of 12-0 over Brock Connolly of Sparta.
Wow.
Mat number 2, Emmett Brooks has a 2-1 lead over Landon Heitmeyer of Portage. Brooks rides control from the top position. He looks for a crossface. Puts the leg in to break the hips down.
One nothing score now on mat 1. Spencer's Mason Deringer with the lead. Only a freshman here at 182. And looks like we're gonna get a pin. Little come from behind win here for Sitzma of Onalaska. He's gonna move on, the junior. On mat 2, that score reads 7-3 now. Right around 40 seconds to go.
Hughes will end up tech falling Brock Connolly, and that'll bring up DeSoto's, is it Wyatt Moses?
Well, wait.
160. And on mat 3, Landon Heitmeyer will take the win over Emmett Brooks in that 170-pound semifinal. Black River's Wyatt Moses and Peyton Krager of DeSoto. They are wrestling on mat number 4.
Well, I don't think we're going to be done at 6 o'clock either.
Probably not.
Thought we had a chance for a while, but we are in that, some of these with the Consolation up in that 170 and 82 range, but we still got a ways to go. On mat 1 at 182, Emerson Pease from Portage taking on Eric Kleinhans from Whitehall.
That's mat number 3.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Mat
really
1's Justin Obert.
1, yes, I'm sorry. Justin Obert. I don't know how must have got my eyes crossed on that one. Good Lord. Justin Obert from DeSoto. And is it Kenyu or Kinyu? How do you say that one?
Keanu.
Keanu? Wow. And I thought it was Maphis, but is it Maphis?
I think it's Maphis.
Maphis, okay.
And Jacob Humberger of DeSoto and Chris Schmidt of Spencer Columbus on mat 1, or mat 2. Wyatt Moses with working top control. They are still scoreless. They are in the second period.
So a couple of Pirates out here on the mat.
Only 3 right now.
Oh my goodness. Time to make some hay. Nice single leg and bringing the opponent down to the mat on the orange mat.
And that's the most double-looking single leg I've seen today.
And now Obert picks up a takedown.
Well, Wyatt Moses had an arm bar and a wrist locked up on Peyton Krager. Was able to walk it over, but now Krager able to turn the tide. He's going to get a reversal and right into near fall criteria. So this match could be tied up at, well, actually it should be 5-3 by the time the smoke clears. Let's see. Should have 3 near fall green, 2 reversal red, 3 near fall red. Boom, I got it right.
You did. Yes, you did. And there might have been an extra point in there for grabbing the clothes, which would be a technical violation.
Oh, yeah. Krager got another point for that.
Yeah.
So it's 6-3.
Yeah. Interesting on that one, huh?
Very. Mat 3, Kleinhans is leading 5-2. He's from Whitehall. He is leading Emerson Pease of Portage.
On mat 1, where we take a look there, still a 2-0 score. Obert hanging on there. On mat 2, Jacob Umberger, 2-1 lead in the second period.
Boy, Chad Johnson has really done an outstanding job bringing the numbers back to DeSoto. I mean, he's got a lot of young underclassmen here that are doing very well.
Yeah. Yeah, they just need to hang in there. So it looked like Kleinhans in the semis picked up the win. So he'll move on into the finals. Three scored now with 10 seconds remaining in the second period on mat number 2, right on our bottom left side. On the bottom right, it's still, well, now that's tied up at 2 apiece. Black River Falls and DeSoto on mat 1.
Krager picked up a couple more points. He leads 8-3. 33 seconds to go in period number 3. Matt Moses will pop his head out, get a reversal, but only 4 seconds left. So that's only going to bring the score up 8-5. Your winner will be Peyton Krager of DeSoto, going for 5th place at 170 pounds. That will bring up AJ DePietro and Stanley Boyd's Caden Koppel. Sloan Welch on that one. And AJ DePietro with a cradle. Imagine that. Takedown and 3 near fall, 2 near fall. 4-2 as he looks at his opponent, Koppel. Sloan Welch's record last year, 42-8.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Sloan Welch is going to make quick work of that.
He's been in the state tournament 3 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
So this would be number 4. He's been there since his freshman year.
I think he went his freshman year.
Yeah.
AJ DePietro has another cradle locked up. Imagine that. And he'll pick up the pin. Minute 27 pin time for AJ DePietro as he moves on to the finals match at 195.
Excellent job there.
Yeah. Having a great day pinning his way through the 195-pound bracket. So will they take a break now to kind of reset everything? I'm sure they will.
If they do, it shouldn't be long. They shouldn't, and it shouldn't be long. Maybe 5 minutes. I mean, that would be the most, I would think.
New wrestlers on the mat on mat number 4, Willie Graham of Stanley Boyd and Pierce Christoph of Portage. That is a 220-pound semifinal match. Winner of that match will go on to face Sloan Welch of Auburndale. And mat number 3, that action, James Peters of Portage leading Austin Walters of Sparta by a score of 5-3. We are halfway through the 3rd period of action.
Well, thanks again to those sponsors, wrestling clubs, Portage, Sparta, Viroqua, Auburndale, and DeSoto. And of course, Viroqua and DeSoto having some youth tournaments coming up January 14th in our neck of the woods. Also, Sparta will have a high school tournament. I believe that is the end of January is when they typically have hosted that. Somewhere in that, near that, the latter part, maybe the 21st, something like that. You go on the school websites and they can give you an athletic schedule of events. That's really neat. And you can look at the conferences too, and you can find out where each school is wrestling and or whatever event they're going to go to. Down here on mat 2, we've got a big-time pinning combination.
Radish got him. Well, mat number 3, we're going to have Black River Falls Sullivan King. He will be wrestling Kason Kraus of Sparta. This is a consolation semifinal at 220 pounds. Stanley Boyd's Willie Graham just tried a suicide cradle and broke halfway through.
That's when you go, uh-oh.
Well, that was, I can't tell who's who for sure. Yeah, that was Pierce Christoph was your winner from Portage. He chose down in the second period. Willie Graham tried to suicide cradle and got halfway, and that's when the suicide part kicked in.
Yeah.
And he lost his grip.
So Christoph will be wrestling Welch.
So it looks like mat number 4 is done. No, we've got heavyweight consolation semi.
On mat 2, at 285, Ethan Bruner from Duran taking on Jack Lazar from Ladysmith. That looks to be a pretty good match. And on mat 1, Cole Hansen of Spencer Columbus out in front of Jack Mayer. In fact, now has just picked up the pin over Mayer. And he will move on to the 5th place match. And we might be finishing up a lot of these right now. Oh, we got a big pinning combination right here. Ladysmith will get the pin. Lazar.
Wow.
Lazar picking up the pin over Duran.
Sullivan King is going to pick up the pin over Kason Kraus of Sparta on mat number 3 to go in for the 5th place match.
Now they're announcing they are going to take a 15-minute break to get things set up here.
So that just leaves us with one match going right now, and that is John Cornelius of Black River Falls and Caden Selich of Pittsville.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we've got another match going on 1 now.
Oh, we do, don't we? Okay, who's down there? Let's take a look. Joseph Bertling from Nakusa taking on Wyatt Wolf from Thorpe.
Oh, I lied again, too. We got 1 on 3.
Oh, they're all over the place. What's going on?
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Well, mat number 3 is Caden Zwiffel of Sparta and Javier Moital Hernandez of Portage. That is a semifinal match at 285.
Two-one score down on mat 1. And it's Nakusa with the lead.
John Cornelius leads now by a score of 4-2 after the takedown, and now he's looking to get into some near fall criteria right along the edge of the mat. I know we always called that move the Iowa. What was that move? Kind of a
on the front?
Yep. Front with an underhook and a chin.
Well, yeah, if you get him stretched, if you get him coming towards you,
yep,
get them stretched out, and then you run it. You run it. That's an Iowa. That's what I call an Iowa. Right. It's the old cow catcher is the 2
that's
underhooks.
like double unders.
Yeah, double under. Yeah, that one will get you in trouble. The Iowa, if you get, if you kind of get that,
as you step more to the outside and
right, kind of get them stretched out and turned a little bit, and then you run that back at about a 90. Oof, you run them over. 2-2 scored down there on mat 1. Second period action.
Wow, the athleticism of Caden Zwiffel with kind of a roll through as a heavyweight. A little somersault trying to get away from a single leg. So that match should be 1-0. John Cornelius on mat number 4 is in trouble. He was leading 6-1, but then Caden Baselic caught him and ended up with the fall in the third period, just 20 seconds into the third period.
Wow. So I wonder if they will wrestle each weight class, you would think, wouldn't they?
I would guess so, because then they would do pictures.
Right. It would make sense to do that.
Blood time. Well, the track says they're, nope, no, they're not tied, 3-2. Moital Hernandez is leading Zwiffel by a score of 4-1 on mat number 3 as they plug up some leaky orifices.
Now 5-2 here with Bertling. Bertling from Nakusa Assumption out in front 5-2 over Wyatt Wolf of Thorpe. Both wrestlers stalking each other. Now, quick snap and a spin. Bertling from Nakusa showing some nice footwork here, and now he goes right into that cross-face chest crusher, and he's got the pin. Wow, did not waste any time there once he got that hooked up. So we got a couple of mats now finished, and make it 3. We just have 1 left, huh?
Yep, we've got Zwiffel of Sparta and Moital Hernandez of Portage. This is for all the gold here. The winner goes for first, the loser goes for third.
Oh, this is a semifinal. Okay. I think, let's see, if I remember right, did Lazar win his semifinal with Bruner? Trying to remember that one now.
What weight? Oh, that was
285 there?
Yeah, Lazar won.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he was the number 4 seed. Another time out here with the nosebleed going on. Let's see here now. This that's the clock right here to our left, isn't it, for mat 3? That's the one that kind of messes with us. Tough angle.
It's the one I can't see.
Yeah. going in on the attack there. Boy, I tell you what, these guys are moving pretty well.
Yeah, they're getting after it.
In period number 3, Hernandez of Portage out in front 5-2. Trying to hold Zuffel at bay here. Nice double leg.
Oh,
But caught himself, got caught, kind of went the wrong way. He went through, and now there's the pin. Boy, I tell you what, that's a tough break. Initially, he had a nice change of level in the shot, but then his head went across the body, not to the outside, and across the body, and Zwiffel not able to finish that. Hernandez will get the pin. He used the body in the right form.
He's only a sophomore, too.
Oh,
so
my goodness, really.
there's some potential.
Yeah, I guess so. That's for sure. Well, there you have it, the semis, Consolations. Everything is set up now. When we come back in about 15 minutes, they say, we will have the championship 3rd and 5th place matches coming up when we return. For Carl Zuby, I'm Ken Manning, Western Wisconsin Video Productions, saying we hope that you're enjoying watching today's Black River Falls tournament action here, and we'll come right back to the mats in 15 minutes for the final round. We'll see you then.